What happens when a little jackdaw dreams of being the most beautiful bird of all? Get ready to hear The Vain Jackdaw and the Peacocks, a story about feathers, friends, and finding out who you truly are.
Once, a small, sleek jackdaw who felt a little ordinary was hopping along under a tree when he spotted something extraordinary. Shimmering on the grass were several dazzling feathers, dropped from a grand peacock. Their vibrant blues and greens sparkled in the sunlight, catching his eye immediately. "Oh, what lovely colors," he chirped, a mischievous idea fluttering in his heart. He carefully picked up the longest feather, imagining how splendid he would look. "They will suit me wonderfully," he exclaimed, a happy little flutter in his chest as he envisioned his transformation. He spent the afternoon carefully adorning himself with the magnificent, borrowed plumes. The newly decorated jackdaw puffed out his chest, feeling incredibly proud of his vibrant new look. He gazed down at his old friends, the other jackdaws, who were simply pecking for worms, their feathers a familiar dull black. "Huh! Look at those dowdy, frowsty old jackdaws," he thought, a smug smile spreading across his beak. "I am far too beautiful for them now." He felt a surge of superiority, believing himself truly magnificent. With the determined flap of his awkwardly adorned wings, he abandoned his bewildered flock. He imagined a grand new life, soaring off to join a distant group of glorious peacocks, eager to be admired. The majestic peacocks, much larger and naturally stunning with their magnificent fan tails, were enjoying the sunshine in a peaceful clearing. Their iridescent neck feathers gleamed, and they moved with an elegant grace. They paused, their sharp, intelligent eyes falling upon the strange, approaching figure. Who was this peculiar little bird, so small yet adorned in such a gaudy fashion, they wondered haughtily. "I am one of you," chirped the jackdaw confidently, attempting a grand bow. He waved a borrowed feather proudly in their faces, eager for their immediate acceptance. The peacocks exchanged surprised glances, then burst into loud, mocking laughter, their harsh cries echoing sharply through the quiet trees. "One of us! You!" they shrieked, their voices filled with disbelief and scorn. "Yes, one of you!" insisted the small jackdaw, still puffing out his chest. "Can't you see my beautiful feathers?" His bold claim, spoken with such unwavering confidence, only enraged the proud peacocks further. Their majestic tails rustled with indignation and their beaks sharpened with anger. "How dare you compare yourself to us? You are nothing but an impostor and a common thief," they cried in unison. With furious squawks and frantic wing beats, the enraged peacocks suddenly attacked. They used their strong claws and sharp beaks to tear off the borrowed feathers, one by one, scattering them across the grass. The small jackdaw cried out in pain, feeling stinging blows as his disguise was violently ripped away. Beaten and bruised, with several of his own dark feathers ruffled and missing, he was mercilessly chased far away. His grand dream shattered completely. The humiliated jackdaw limped back, his head hung low, a picture of profound misery as he slowly approached. His heart pounding with fear and shame, his old jackdaw friends looked up from their busy foraging. Their dark eyes narrowed, recognizing him despite his tattered appearance. "Why have you come back?" called one, his voice stern and cold. "We were not good enough for you then, were we?" another added, flapping his wings in indignation. The entire flock turned their backs, a wall of dark, unforgiving feathers against him. "And now you are not good enough for us," they declared, the unified refusal a painful, crushing blow. The humiliated jackdaw stood utterly alone, feeling the sharp sting of rejection and the heavy weight of his foolish actions. He looked at his own plain, dark feathers, no longer seeing them as dull, but as honest and true. He remembered how truly happy he had been just being himself before vanity clouded his heart and mind. A quiet tear trickled from his eye as he understood the painful lesson of belonging. No longer conceited or vain, he finally saw clearly how foolish he had been to pretend to be someone he wasn't. From that day forward, the jackdaw learned a very important lesson indeed. He understood that it's always best to be yourself, just as you are, with all your unique qualities and appearance. True friends love you for who you really are deep inside, not for someone you pretend to be. There is immense beauty and true strength in being genuine, and trying to be someone else never brings real, lasting happiness. So the jackdaw, wiser and humbler, found contentment in his own feathers once more.
Ever dreamed of being the hero? Now you get to be the star. Your adventure starts at TalesMio. Visit talesmio.com now.